Tampo is like you have misunderstanding with your significant other.
The Filipino people must be some of the most friendly people in the whole world. I rarely see anybody that do not smile. And they are very simple people and they don't need a whole lot to smile. But when they do turn on the sour mood, boy, that's like suddenly moving to the North Pole or something. It's like ice cold and there is no response at all when you try to communicate or say hello.
Camille,
Yeah?
today I want to ask something about Tampo. How do you say that?
Tampo?
Tampo.
Okay.
And can you first tell the audience what is Tampo?
Tampo means it's like it's a sudden change of mood for the girls. If, for example, you are talking with a girl and there will be no reaction, and then if you ask her what the problem is, then there would be no reaction also. So that means it's a sour mood of a girl.
Okay.
Tampo is like when your girlfriend is requesting for something and like a really really simple thing, and for them it means a lot, and if you don't give it to them, let's say they want to cook for you in a dinner and you didn't even showed up, and she made all the effort, so she felt like, oh my god, it's like it hurts, you know. And Filipinos are very sensitive because they used to care a lot, and for them when they do an effort, it's big thing for them. Like it's really big thing. We're very simple. We're very like, but when they feel tampo is like, you know, when they get not disappointed in a good way, like not super bad, but yeah, kind of disappointed a little bit, like, but and it hurts.
Yes, it's like that girl is begging for sweetness for that guy, so she would make tampo just to see the guy that he did something wrong for
okay.
that day.
So he is the reason for she to have the Tampo.
Yes.
Okay, so he did something wrong.
Yes, absolutely.
And what would be an example? Like he forgot to show up for dinner, or
yes,
what would it be?
maybe he's late. Second, he didn't get something special from that guy for their special day. Third, maybe would be
You forgot an anniversary or something?
yes, and maybe that guy does not appreciate the girl's for example, the girl dress up and that guy does not appreciate it.
Okay.
So
So-
those are the reasons that make us tampo.
Okay. So it could be a number of reasons. It's just
Yes.
something he did that was really not too cool.
Yes, not that when a girl makes tampo to that guy, it's not actually that he did a very serious thing.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's just that girl is asking for sweetness, for some sweet reactions or
Okay.
words towards the guy, from the guy.
Okay. But why is it that he tries to talk to the lady and his girlfriend, and she might say nothing wrong?
Yes,
so
because we want that guy to know it for himself.
so he has to go around, and maybe he doesn't even know what he did wrong, so he has to try to think through what he did all day or
Yes.
yesterday, and
Yes.
try to guess at what the girl is upset about.
Yes, that will be a challenge to you guys. So you better.
Oh, okay. But what about if he can't figure it out and he's like,
like,
you're thinking he didn't do anything wrong, and
Yes,
the girl is
but-
still upset?
Yeah, but the girl, you could ask the girl if what's the problem. You could ask her many times, so the girl would tell it eventually after, you know, just pushing her to tell what's wrong with that relationship.
Okay.
I think.
All right. So should the guy try to figure out what he did wrong, or should he just leave the girl alone,
No,
or should he?
of course not. No, we don't want an alone moment. We want that guy to, do something, so we could be from being upset to being positive,
Alright.
or to being
So
good.
should he take her out for dinner? Should
Yeah,
he
you
hug
should.
her, or
Yeah, hug
what
her.
should he
A
do?
simple gestures like hugging her or appreciating the makeup of the girl, her dress.
How do we know when the girl has tempo?
Well, normally we showed it in a quietly. We're like just quiet and a little bit showing cold, you know.
The silent treatment.
Yes, the silent treatment, like, but still sweet, but it has some kind of distance. But yeah, and you just have to be sweet to that person. Then she'll forget everything. You have to be really close, even though you already know that you did the mistake. All you have to do is don't speak, don't reason out. That's my part. That's how I am. Like, you don't need to reason out. You don't have to speak. Or say sorry at least for what you have done. Like, recognize what was your mistake or realize what was it.
Yeah, but the way I understand Tampo is that you can't even ask what was wrong because there will be response nothing, like silence, and you say what's wrong, and please tell me. I will be happy to apologize. I'll be happy to help, but there will be like this, nothing.
Well, my part is that all you have to do is just be sweet. Don't even speak, because if I'm in the mood of tampo, I'm like feeling disappointed on something that you've done. You should not speak to me. You should be really sweet to me. Just come to me and hug me, and because we love to be taken care of, like just being sweet to me, like simple things, and don't even buy stuff or whatever, because we're not material things people. So we more like care, like just hug or kiss, like be like sweet a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. It's pretty useless. And most guys, they think they can talk and make things better by communication and finding out what's wrong. But you're saying don't even go there. Just be sweet.
Yeah, just be sweet. Be sweet to her and like go close to her, like just sit beside her, or like talk about stuff maybe a little bit and find out her about her day, but don't ask about what's going on, what's wrong. Don't like push toward like what's wrong, what did I do, what's wrong with you, like come on, you wanna like apologize on something, but apologize in a way, silent way, not like you know.
Right, but if my girl sort of treats me like a cold fish when I sit next to her, it's not a lot of fun. So, are you saying I should just persist and just sit next to her and hug her and say nice words, even though she's not responding in a positive way?
Well, if she's kind of like that, then you just have to be quiet and sit around at home. Don't go somewhere. Like show that you want to be around her. Don't like do other stuff without even compromising. Even though you don't compromise that you did something, just be around her, with her, and don't bother her. Let her feelings go off first, and wait till she calm down and she's not speaking anything about what you've done. And just when she's a little bit, approaching you, like asking you a question, that's the time like, oh, she want to talk to you, and then open up and respond to her and ask about her.
Okay, I think I get it. So yeah, so just let her be. And how long will that take usually?
That's interesting. It depends on how big how big is the problem is, or how big thing. I mean, if she did something for you really that means a lot to her, and you didn't show up or you didn't do it, or then if it's like for a few days, then that's not tampo. That's like problem. And it's like quarrel. It's like misunderstanding or something. Tampo is just simple thing, like short term.
So a few hours, or could it be the whole day?
Probably a few minutes, or like an hour at least. Yeah, or a few minutes normally. Tampo is a really short thing. Yeah.
So if my girl
that I live with turns over at night and doesn't want to hug or talk or anything, that's something more serious. That's not Tampo.
It depends what exactly it is. Like, if she doesn't want to talk about something serious, then she does just like what I said. You just have to let her be first. Let her emotion come down first, and or maybe hug her. Like really really sweet to her. If it's just a stumble and she really doesn't want you, you have to persist because you're the guy. You have to be really like, oh, I'm sorry, come on, this and that. You have to be use some sweet talk. Yeah. I think.
Okay, thank you. That's very helpful, at least for me. Thank you, Alexa. Appreciate you coming here and explaining the culture of the Philippines.
Thanks as well. I hope my answer helps. And normally that was more on my point of view. So, yeah. Thank you.
Appreciate it.